Check this out.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Countdown is go at T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Here's your host, Tim Scott.
Hey, yes, thank you, Mr. Announcer Man. Yes, this is Tim Scott. This is the gateway to the magic. And today we're blessed to be joined again by a good friend of the show, Mr. Victor Naraki. Victor, how are you doing? Is it getting warmer there in Florida now that we're into April?
It was 90 degrees today.
How's the humidity, though? Is it bad yet, or does that come later?
It's always humid. I don't lie to you.
No,
It's
you
humid
don't.
Here. And you know what? If you don't like humid, get over it, because this is Florida and everything else is good.
That's right. That's why it's so green there.
That's true. I mean, I really am surprised that we have to water our lawns. That always shocks me, because we get so much water, especially in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it rains. It does rain towards the end of the day, each day usually. And then it clears up and it's bright and sunny not sunny when the fireworks, it's clear at least. So funny, because it'll be like pouring rain. And then 5 minutes later, there's no sign that it rained.
Right.
Yeah. Like one day I was out in my backyard in my house and doing some yard work and just planting some stuff, and it started to pour, and it's pouring, and I go inside. And then I put my raincoat on because I have to go get in the car and go to drive somewhere. So I get my raincoat on, I get in the car, and I drive out of the house and it's perfectly sunny.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what happened to that rain?
Right.
So
I've been down there and I've seen rain in my rearview mirror, and straight ahead it looks fine.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Yeah, rain in your rearview mirror.
Have you ever been on the monorail during one of these deluge storms and seen a car in the parking lot with its top down?
Oh, God, I feel so sorry for those.
Oh, I'm like, you didn't see this coming. You got to put that top up. I don't care.
Oh, you always have. I'm surprised that that would have to be something where the attendants, weren't paying attention, or they came in after the attendants had left the area. But yeah, you could ruin your car that way.
I've seen that on more than one occasion going to Epcot.
And I've seen people come and, because it's pouring right now, and it was beautiful today. I've seen that where they go out there and put a tarp on the car because the person didn't do it or something like that.
Oh.
But you cannot leave your car with the top down around here.
No. That was a little bit of a tangent there.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
But get a convertible if you live here. Just put the roof up.
Right, or maybe like a moonroof or a sunroof. They're just as fun.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and we could do a show on this too. Winter Garden is a golf cart community, so you can, as long as you stay, as long as the roads are 35 miles an hour or less, you can drive around in a golf cart.
That sounds perfect, actually.
And some of the areas, you'll be able to go to the grocery store, depending on where you are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like in historic Winter Garden, that you see golf carts all over the place, and it's so much easier, and it's so frustrating because you'll be driving down the street going, "Oh, a space, great!" Oh, it's like a golf cart.
I want to do that show. I want to do your top 5 golf cart communities next. How about that?
Okay, we could do that. Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Celebration. That's a good one. Celebration is a great golf cart community.
All right. But last show, we touched on golf communities. So we thought that maybe the next progression would be to talk about actually resort communities down there. Resort communities around the bubble.
And there's a real lot of crossover, so we may repeat ourselves. But one of the things I wanted to start off with before we talk about features is homeowners association fees and CDD fees. So a HOA is a homeowners association.
Right.
Okay. And the CDD fee, if there is one, is Community Development District. And they're two different fees and they're handled in different ways. I want people not to be so afraid of them because in actuality, I feel that they very often save you money and protect your investment.
Okay.
But obviously, nobody wants to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for things they're not going to use and don't feel are part of what they're looking for in a lifestyle. And so it's very important to look when you're going there, get an idea what the HOA fees are before you go to communities. When anybody says to me, those people at the HOA, negative, I go, wait a minute. You can be one of the people at the HOA. That is a homeowners association. It's run by the homeowners once the builder sells out. I think it's to 80%. They let the homeowners take charge of the homeowners association. So it's not something to be feared from because as long as in generally they do pretty good jobs. It gives them buying power. For example, is it cheaper to pay each house pay a different landscaper or to have all the houses landscaped by the same company? Of course, it's cheaper to have all the houses, done by the same company.
Yes, and everything would look consistent.
Yeah. Now, is it cheaper for you to have your own pool in the backyard, which you may not use every day, or to have a community pool where if you use it once in a while, it's not such a bad fee. But if you don't want any pools at all, then you have to go maybe to a smaller community or something where they don't charge you as much. I always say there's a lot of buying power in there. Also, it helps to oversee the quality of the community. So if after 5 years people have been living there and the houses start to get not too well kept, do you want to send a letter to your neighbor that they need to paint their house? Or do you want the HOA to do it? I'd rather have the HOA do it. If the HOA, if you say, I want to put palm trees in front of my house. Well, in a community like Celebration, they don't allow it. They could do it in the backyard, but they want the look of the houses to be Upper East Coast. So they don't allow that. But if someone does it, what do you want to happen? I would say I don't want to go, ripping out my neighbor's palm tree. That's, where an HOA comes in. And it's the homeowners. It's not a company. Now there is a management company too that helps manage the payments and all that. But really it is guided by the homeowners. Now, the CDD fee is very, very different. Okay, when a community is built, say, let's going to put 1,000 homes here, and we're calling it Victorville. By the way, I think that's a great name.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So anyway, when they're building it, the infrastructure or maybe a clubhouse, the builder can pay for that outright and attach it to each person's cost of their property. Now, in my community, that's what they did. They paid for it outright. But when it's not feasible, like in a community like Sola Vida, okay, the the plumbing, the clubhouse, the roads, the gates, all that stuff, they create a bond with the county. If you don't live in one of these communities, do you want your taxes to go up because they're building another community? So that they have the money to build the infrastructure and amenities?
Oh,
No.
right. No. Heck.
So this is what prevents that from happening, is a CDD. Or the builder pays it up front. It's always not. I think it's always nicer when the builder pays it up front. But what I like to do is look at what you're getting, and you look at what you're getting, and are you getting the value for that with your HOA and CDD? Now, Celebration, where I lived, my HOA and CDD came out to about $150 a month.
Okay.
That is extremely reasonable.
That's what I was thinking.
The price of my house was a little lower than they are now, but wish I never sold that house. Oh Lord, that's the CDD. Then covers everything that's going on, and for $150 total, a month, I was like, yeah, this is great, because I think they had 6 different pools. 2 were heated all year round. They had all these. What I used to use a lot was the walking trails.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they had walking trails, bike trails that you could go on all through, like 7 to 8 miles of that, all throughout the community. So that's all what's paid for by the CDD fees. So now, another thing that gets paid for by the CDD fees in most cases is when you have a gate at the entrance to your community. Mm-hmm. So the gate, when they have a gate, and I learned this a long time ago, and I was very surprised when I learned it. When you put a gate in the community, that makes the people in the community responsible for the road upkeep.
Oh, okay.
Because the county can't come in and do it. I'm not a big fan of gates. I'm not a big fan unless they're guard gated. I like the ones that are guard gated on a golf course.
Okay. Because
then the golfers are also helping to pay that, and I find the HOA fees to be more reasonable in that aspect. So okay. All these things we're going to talk about now are really just products of, are the things that are paid for by the HOA fees. And if you don't have HOA fees, you don't have features. I always cracks me up when I remember a customer, and I shouldn't really say this, but I had to explain to them what I'm talking about. And they said, I said, well, what kind of features do you want in the community? He said, oh, we want a community pool. We want a guard gate. We want lawn maintenance. And he says, but we don't want any HOA fees.
Oh, well.
And I went, wait a second. And I had to do that thing in sales where you do feel, felt, found. Oh, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was first introduced to HOA fees. What I learned was, unfortunately, you don't get features unless you pay HOA fees.
Right, that's what takes care of it.
Yeah, and she tried to. She really tried to understand that, but some people just don't get it because they're just not used to it.
Oh, yeah. HOA fees in Ohio are very rare, with my experience.
The first community that I want to talk to you about is...
Okay, before we get started on that, Victor, what else makes up a resort community besides golf? Since we've touched on golf, what else would these resort communities have in there?
They would have they would have, for example, a community center with a gym,
nice, with
a activity room. Some of them have restaurants, like the first one we're going to talk about, because it's on a golf course. We didn't talk about it in the last golf course thing that we did. And they'd also have tennis courts.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
they'd have a variety of activities for the residents. So.
Gotcha. I just want to get that out there. I'm a tennis guy myself, so if I was in a community that had hard courts and like clay courts, that'd be fantastic. But all right.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. There's all those things out there. So like for example, Eagle Creek, which is a terrific community, and they're still selling in there. Which, I'm showing it next week. As a matter of fact. They have their championship golf course, but they also have a family recreation clubhouse and a fitness center. And one of the things that's really nice about there is they have a children's pool and an adult's pool.
Oh, okay.
So they separated a little, which is nice if kids don't want old fogies around and us old fogies,
You don't want the kids around.
Yeah.
Nice.
It gives there's tennis courts and basketball courts. And a great feature of this is a covered playground. Oh. Which, I'm honestly, in the summer, you don't want your kids playing for 3 hours in the sun.
Oh, no, not direct sun. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have, multi-purpose ball field. And they also have a school that's really even called the Eagle Creek Elementary School. So... And it's right there. The area info is really terrific, too, because this community is, first of all, it's on Narcoossee Road, which I always used to call Narcross until people corrected me. But that takes you to the 417. 417 zips you right into Disney, pretty much.
Perfect.
Once you hit. So you'd be 45 minutes from Disney, but they have all the standard restaurants that we're familiar with, a lot of quick eating food, not like just a little step above fast food. Like what are some of the names? BurgerFi, First Watch.
Okay, like a Chipotle, a Bibi Bop.
Yes, I was just going to say that next, Chipotle. So the higher end. They also have McDonald's and things like that too. And there also are some great restaurants there. In fact, Eagle Creek has a really nice restaurant with a spectacular view of the golf course. Ooh. So it's really a terrific area. And also it's very close to the medical city. So there's like 5 hospitals right there.
I know a lot of people they like to move somewhere where they're close to like a hospital or a medical facility, just like you were saying. They feel much more comfortable that way.
Well, I will tell you that, the reason we're doing this is because I have so many customers who have said they want a resort style community.
Yeah. You want to feel like you're on vacation year round.
Yeah. And there are people who don't live there year round. So if they're going to be down here in the winter and it's 80 degrees one winter day, they can lounge by a big pool that they don't have to do the upkeep for all year round. So that community is Eagle Creek, and that is in Orlando, but it's also the Lake Nona area.
Gotcha.
So Lake Nona has lakes and all that stuff right there at your fingertips. I mean, everything. So that's a great community if you're interested in that. Bella Collina, which we already covered, but I didn't really get to give you a good idea of what what Bella Collina includes when we were talking about it. Mm-hmm. So now Bella Collina is probably, as far as I'm concerned, the most beautiful development that I've ever seen. And I've seen I would say almost all of them. There's some that, they're nice, but they just look like what I call opportunistic building.
Okay.
Like they had a lot of land there, and now they planted some trees and they made a couple paths, and they dug a couple holes and made them ponds, but it's not anything special. Bella Collina is naturally beautiful. It's in an area where you have, now I gotta be honest with you. We're talking about, homes that are dream homes right now, if you're in a resort community. So these are start in the 700,000s. So, and go up to 3, 4, 5 million, depending on what you build. Now we're going to talk about something else that's a little lower, and there are more cost-effective ones too. But for Bella Collina, you've got two wonderful restaurants in there. You've got, let's see, I'm going to look at, the restaurant is called the 19th Hole. And it's a terrific restaurant, and it serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which I think is fantastic, because a lot of these places won't serve dinner because nobody's golfing at that time.
Oh, gotcha.
And I do want to say, when I talk about the price, there are other communities that have great features too that are more cost effective for most people. But let's dream. What the heck?
Well, we're talking about your favorite ones here, so.
Exactly. So the fitness center has all these cardio. It's got a Pilates center. It's got yoga instructors. But this is all in your additional $400 resort fee. And they have what they call a resort fee. So that's $400 a month.
Okay.
But if you're going to use it, now I feel it's worth it. If you're going to be there 2-3 times a week, yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, if you work your life to get to this point, but that's what you want your lifestyle to be, you're not going to hesitate.
Mm-hmm. And I always say there's a big difference between the people who have no kids and the people who have a large family, because you're paying the same HOA fees whether you have 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, 8. Well, they all could go to use these facilities.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I think they get the good deal. So when I was looking, and I'm by myself, I wanted something with less features. I didn't want the big community because I probably wouldn't have used the features. I've been living here 2 years. I've yet to use the community pool.
Oh, well, there you go.
Isn't that awful? That's awful.
You're a busy man.
I am, and the pool's not heated.
Oh, ooh, yeah, that'd keep me out.
Yeah. So they have all this, and the gym has all that strength training, the cardio equipment, free weights, private fitness rooms, yoga classes, things like that. So, and they have teachers that come in, like I said, and that is, but it is situated on what's really unique for this area. It's on a hill.
Oh.
And it overlooks the lake. So it is and the houses there start in the 700s and then go up to the millions. Absolutely spectacular homes and some of the best builders around. So now let me talk about the last community, Waterloo.
Okay, Waterloo. All right.
These are communities that they're still building in. So there's a lot of communities that are completed that have many of these features as well.
Okay, where's Waterloo located?
Waterloo is in Winter Garden.
Okay.
The Bella Collina was in Montverde. So it was about 40 minutes from Disney World. So yeah, 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes from Disney World, Montverde. Waterloo is 10 minutes from Disney World.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. And so that's why this is really one of my favorite communities. I had a closing on it recently, and it does some stuff with the HOA that I just love. Number one is first of all, there's no CDD fee. Yay. I love it. I like it because it's very straightforward. By the way, I should mention that the CDD fee is paid in your taxes.
Oh, okay.
You get a tax. It's in your tax bill. So so your tax bill increases. So my tax bill over at at Celebration was increased by almost $900 a year.
A year, okay.
For the CDD. Okay. And they do get paid off after a certain time, but those things take 3 years to get paid off. 30 years to get
30
paid
years?
off.
Okay.
So sorry. Now, Waterly is really designed I feel it's designed for families. They have miles of walking trails, bike trails throughout the community. They have 2 resort-style pools. Resort being, they're big.
Mm-hmm.
With like things like zero entry and all that. They have on one section of the community, they have this cute putt-putt golf course, which I haven't seen anywhere else. So imagine if you're with your kids for a little while and you don't want to, you could go drive literally 10 minutes down the road and be at the, I think it's this winter summer golf course thing they have.
Winter Summerland, yes.
Yes. You could go down there 10 minutes away. But if the kids just want to have a little golf, they could do it right there.
Yeah, get outside a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So they also have a volleyball court, they have tot lots. They have mini golf, as I mentioned. They have a community garden, which I have not seen that yet. I really am interested in seeing that. Now, their HOA fees are slightly higher in the mid to high 2s, but that includes your lawn maintenance.
Oh, there you go. You don't want to be doing that in the summer in Florida.
No, you don't. I'm telling you, you really don't. And you don't want to have people calling you up and saying you have to cut your lawn, and you've been away for 2 weeks,
right.
So they have the lawn maintenance and I think I mentioned that they have a beach volleyball area and hammock bench and stuff like that. So it's really designed to keep you right in that community.
Mm-hmm. Sounds delightful.
As much as possible. And what I also love about that community is you don't have to go on a main street to get to the grocery store.
Oh, I love that.
The grocery store is right at the entrance. Now, it's not going to be ready for another year, but your house may not be ready for another year anyway.
Is it Publix? Going to be a Publix?
It's a Publix.
Fantastic.
It's a Publix, and they've got a whole shopping plaza that's going right there. Then you're 10 minutes to Disney. So that is one of the most comprehensive communities that I've seen. They have a little bit of everything, and no ridiculous HOA fees.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's also another one called Summer Lake, which has the resort-style pool, the clubhouse. It's got a mini zip line. They all got little features that are, so Summer Lake is really cute too. They used to give until I think the parents started complaining. They used to have free ice cream, and I think that kids were taking a little bit too much.
Walking away with some sore tummies.
Yeah, when I first saw it there, I was partaking a couple of them too. But they have a gym, they have the pool and all that right there in the community, plus all these little trails throughout. Another feature that I like, but I'm not mentioning in any of these communities, is when they have private boat ramps. A lot of these communities will have private boat ramps.
Oh, for like small fishing boats, that kind of thing?
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
So you can just bring your boat in and just drop it in the water and, go out on the lakes, because there's many, many lakes here. So, so those are my top 3 resort style communities. And the reason I wanted to do this is because it's one of the real things that people ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Is
they
do, if they can't build their own pool, they would like to have a resort pool near, in their community. So,
Well,
I think
when people are down there on vacation, they're used to going, generally to like some kind of nice hotel resorts that's got the boat rentals, the tennis courts and golf nearby. And that's the lifestyle they want to keep, when they retire down there or move down there, they'd like to keep that up.
Exactly. And I hope they that's why I always say it's, if you really feel you're going to use it, then that's the type of community you want to be in.
Well, if anyone's interested in any of these communities, reach out to Victor. Tell him you heard about him on Resort Loop. He'll take good care of you. He'll steer you to the community that's right for you and help you make some important decisions so you get what you want.
Yeah, go to DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com.
Absolutely. And Victor, we can't end the show without one of your top 3 lists.
Oh, this one was a good one. I'm really glad about doing this one. This is the top 3 things I can't wait till they come back.
Oh, yes. Come back from the whole COVID situation.
Yes. And one that I had one on here that is coming back, so I had to come up with a 4th one.
All right, what's the one that's coming back?
Hoop-de-doo review.
Heck yeah. I was so excited when I heard this news.
I am so happy. I love the Hoop-de-doo review. It's so silly and fun, and the actors in it are phenomenal. They are so talented.
Mm-hmm. And the food's fantastic.
It is. It really is. It's the same food you get next door, Trails End, but it really is terrific. And that strawberry shortcake at the end is just to die for. Now here's a funny one. This I love. I went there by myself once. Mm-hmm. So I'm eating, ordering and getting all the food and everything, filling my stuff up. But the strawberry shortcake comes out. And usually there's 4 people at your table.
Right.
But they still deliver this huge strawberry shortcake.
In a bucket for you.
Oh my God, I ate that whole thing. Because I'm like, I'm the one that's always eating more when it comes to dessert than anyone else at the table. Mm-hmm. So that was really like, I'm going like, I don't think I'm going to take anybody with me again.
You just found a good hack for that.
Yes.
I'll say, and the nice side benefit of the Hoop-de-doo, it gets you over to Fort Wilderness.
I know. And here's, I think I'll write this down. That's a good hack. Boat ride. If you're at Magic Kingdom, you could just take the boat ride over.
Yes.
And you don't have to. Now, I don't like when you go to the Hoop-de-doo and you have to park at Fort Wilderness, then you have to take a bus into the yada yada yada.
Yeah, don't do that.
So
don't have to.
if you're over at some of those resorts for the Magic Kingdom resorts, you can easily take the boat ride from Magic Kingdom right to the Fort Wilderness. And I say always leave a lot of extra time. Get there early because you can go to shopping at the little store they have there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So my 3 things that I can't wait for them to come back.
Here we go.
Okay. Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Oh, yes.
I saw that at first time I saw that with my little niece she's 30 now. She was 1 year old when we saw that together. Mm-hmm. She was 1 year old and she just kept hitting me and going, what? How?
Her jaw dropped and I love that.
She was so cute. Oh my God, it was so cute. And you think that thing's been going I'm hoping it's not just them being cheap.
Right.
Saving some money, but I know it takes a long time to get these things into production because they have to train everybody and they have to go through, that was a very complicated piece.
Yes.
But
all the special effects.
I certainly hope they don't change that out with something else.
I agree.
The other one that I can't wait to come back is Streetmosphere also known as the Citizens of Hollywood.
Oh, my goodness.
And
they're such treasures.
They really were. And, with their individual characters and just their love of doing it was phenomenal to watch. And they would just, for those of you who don't remember them, they would just travel around and put little quick little shows up, and people would gather around and watch them do little games and things with the audience,
little skits.
Oh God. I remember the two women who couldn't walk anywhere unless there was a red carpet in front of them.
I did see them once.
They were, oh my God, they were hysterical, absolutely hysterical. And, and they'll act like they're making a movie and things like that, I really miss seeing them, because I would go in there sometimes and just see them and then head out. The last thing that I can't wait till it returns, and they are working on it because of Tron. They closed it. Is the Walt Disney World Railroad?
Yes.
I used to take that every time I was in the park. So I would just go out to some, section or something like that. It was a great way to get to not Adventureland, but
Frontierland.
Frontierland. Sorry, thank you.
Oh, you're fine.
So Frontier, it was a great way to get to Frontierland first thing in the morning. Just hop on that train and go out that way. And when they're testing it, I can hear it from my house.
Oh.
I know. Don't be jealous.
Too late.
You too can have a house like this. You just have to call me so you can get one.
I may at some point.
Well, and
the sound of the whistle and then the bell, it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. It is. Yeah, it really is. And they coordinate, from what I'm told, because honestly, when I moved in, it was already stopped for Tron. Then it was stopped for COVID. Now it's, still stopped for Tron, and they're working on it. Sometimes they test it, and I'm going, oh my gosh, that was different, because I can hear the Liberty Bell from here.
Okay,
but I haven't really been able to discern, is that definitely the train? But my neighbors say, yes, you will hear that train. It will be unmistakable. Oh. So I know I hear the music from Magic Kingdom in my backyard.
How magical is that?
It is fantastic, because I don't have the time to go there very often, but it's nice to have it, to feel like, oh wow, those people are having so much fun.
Right. And believe you actually live that close to it is amazing.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Victor, thanks so much for joining us on the show today. Always love having you on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Once again, say just one more time, where can people reach you if they want to talk to you about some of these resort communities?
All my links are at DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com.
Yes. And tell me you heard about it on Resort
Tell
Loop.
me you heard about it from Resort Loop. There's a little section that you could put the name in. But if you need my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my website, if you're searching for a home, you can email me. If I don't respond to you in an hour, I didn't get it, because I'm telling you, I respond to everybody. But just, check it out and whatever you need. And you can just follow me until you're ready, because I do live streams very frequently from different communities.
Victor, thank you very much. Once again, I'm Tim Scott. You can follow Resort Loop here at Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Everybody, you've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. We'll see everybody. Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoop.com.